Hello, it's Philly, or Phil. I prefer to be called Phil. Um, I just got a comment there. Well, I don't know if it was directed to me or to someone else about the TV, the flicker rate on the TV being. I'm sure I've said this before anyway. Um, Puts you in like a hypnotic alpha state trance. That's why when you see a lot of kids, their mouths are wide open and they're just staring at the screen, like a hypnotic trance-like state from the flicker rate of the screen. And I've always thought this was before I ever heard of the flicker rate on the TV. I've always thought when you go into supermarkets, the flicker rate of the lights sends me weird, gives me a migraine straight away. But with other people, when I watch them, when I look around, it's like they're sort of zombified. It's like there's a zombification around people, and maybe that's just my perception of these people, or maybe it's real. Maybe they are being controlled by the lighting. Sounds a bit mad, the lighting controlling people, but there's lights everywhere, isn't there? There's lights as soon as you go out to walk the dog at night. There's lights, so you can't see the stars through the light pollution. I think it'd be a much nicer place if there weren't all these lights. But then people would say to me, "Oh, what about all the crime? People would be getting mugged everywhere if there was no lights." I don't think that'd be the case. There'd be more places to hide. There's one explanation. You'd be able to hide easier. So it's more darkness to hide in. Jump into a bush somewhere, no one would see you. Plus, you'd be able to see the stars out at night. But yeah, the flicker rate. I reckon they're intentionally built these lights to. Let me turn that background thing off because it's doing my head in. There's like TVs on in the background. The flicker rate. But then you can't really see what I'm. I'll turn it back on because you can't really see me otherwise. Oh, come on, you dumbass thing. Just a second. There. Right, it seems that I've broken it anyway now. Because I was talking about the flicker rate, it's gone double O. But yeah, the flicker rate, I reckon that's probably true. The lighting in supermarkets putting people's minds into an alpha state, so they just focus on buying what they need to get what you need to get. Oh, an advert, oh, it's right out in front of me, woof. So they can be, I don't know, right in there with what's going on in the shops. They've got so many techniques out there, it's unbelievable. We are all under massive mind control, and not just targeted individuals, the whole spectrum of the human race is under mind control through the elites down. And as soon as the elites realise that, everyone starts to realise that we've all been fucked with for our whole lives, generation after generation. People aren't going to be happy. And that's the last thing they want. That's the last sequence of events they want to unfold. That's probably why they got underground bunkers everywhere, just in case it does. But yeah, we've all been mind controlled through our lives, and if people don't believe that and think I'm delusional, well, they're wrong. That's all I can say. You're wrong. There's too much evidence to prove my way, and not enough to prove your way. There's too much evidence to prove we have all been mind controlled for such a long time. it seems like there's not much we can do about it now. And if there's a World War III, we're not going to be able to do anything about it. We'll have soldiers telling us when to go to bed and all sorts, having curfews and everything like that. Food shortages, all sorts of things. Yeah, so won't be any good for us. It's not any good for us now. People just think, oh, life's fantastic, it's nearly Christmas and that. We can get Christmas presents. I was just thinking, I just heard earlier on the right stuff. Should be called the wrong stuff half the time. But there is some interesting information. For England, the amount of Christmas cards used in England is enough to cut down half of Wales. And Wales is a massive landmass. Doesn't that tell you something? Jesus. That is phenomenal. But we're still sending Christmas cards because it's more important for our young ones and for our loved ones to get a Christmas card than not get one. So, even though we have the internet now, we can say a happy Christmas over an email. So I don't know. What else did I want to say? I never know what I want to say when I've got on here. It's like I've got all these things to say, but I can never choose what I'm going to say. My probation worker was worried that I would retaliate about this thing. I'm not going to retaliate. I'm not that immature. I may joke about things like that, but I'm no retaliationist. If someone comes at me with a bar and I've got something to defend myself, I will. And if I can defend myself, I will. But that's about it. I'm not a vengeful type. I've never been a vengeful type of person. You can tell it in my eyes. Not vengeful. But I do know there's corruption running through criminal gangs and through people I know, all the way up through the police force. So, yeah, it's quite a lot of corruption. And that's probably something to do with me getting a bit of a beating, or some heavy metal object whacked across the side of my face without giving me any knowledge to where it's come from or whatever. But I know the culprits, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, us targeted individuals, we're probably still going to have to deal with this targeting malarkey and all that. But I'll be on crutches this time for a while, so, because my ankles are fucked. But yeah. Oh, the reason I sounded so drowsy on that video was because I think I'd had some codeine or something like that. Some strong painkillers, so I was right drowsy then. Yeah, what else did I want to say? The neighbours' voices are so noisy, it's unbelievable. How can you, over my super powerful music, and I have my music on super loud, I still hear their voices. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? But nothing to do with any of that. Yeah, hopefully this don't happen to any of the other targeted individuals and don't get mixed up with people you know are a bit murky, even though you might think, oh, I can find out what the fuck's going on if I'm mixed with these murky people. It's probably best for you not to, for your own safety. And if you do, no, I'm not going to tell you to arm yourselves or anything like that. You know, just don't mix with these any type of people you think are murky. We are under full mind control spectrum. Like we all know, they have triggers. There are triggers set, and for all I know, there could be a trigger for me that's just one word or one arm movement in a strange direction that sends me into complete like combat mode. I don't know. So yeah, so we're not in a good predicament really, are we? But I don't think the world is in general. I think the world's in a harsh predicament, and luckily I'm living in England, and luckily for others they're living in America and Canada and places like that. But I feel unfortunate for everywhere else, basically, even China, because it's just mind control after mind control by the looks of it. From what I've seen, it looks like severe mind control. If you're not good at school, go to boot camp, so mind control camp. And most of the kids that aren't good at school are just like normal English kids. In fact, probably better behaved than normal English kids, but they get in trouble for it. So it's not good. What else do I want to say? I would put my artwork up in front of the camera so people could see as something to look at as I speak, rather than this ugly mug of mine at the moment. But I don't even know how to do these things. I can zoom into some stuff. I've got a folder full of it down there, but that's a good thing to do. Do a bit of drawing and that. What else did I want to say? Yeah, in hospital, in the hospital waiting room, I managed to talk to quite a few people and say, watch Phil Leek on YouTube. You might think I'm mad, just watch it anyway, give me the benefit of the doubt. Because they didn't think I was mad there talking to them. Obviously, they're going to think I'm mad, me talking about radio waves and electronic harassment and stuff like that. But someone's got to talk about it, and we are the ones, eh? And I think this is just a thing. This is not to force any of you, but if any of you have got the guts, well, you don't, not the guts. If any of you have the feeling that you would like, because you haven't shown your face, you've talked, about your harassment or whatever, or you've done some filming. If you'd like to sit in front of the camera and speak about what has happened to you in like a logical manner from stage 1, stage 2, and so forth, it might be helpful to others too, and it might be helpful to all of us, the more that are talking about it and putting a face to what is happening. Because the more faces, the more we have proof, basically. And even if it's just like, I am a targeted individual, my name is this, or whatever, that might be pretty darn helpful. I don't know, it's just a thought. I'm no good at organising things. If you look behind me, my bed isn't even made, so organising stuff is not my strong suit. But I suppose the president probably don't make his own bed, so I don't know. But thank you for watching, and I hope you're all well, and thank you to people that have subscribed to me. Thank you. Oh, it's there.